Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Now, just put out latest DVD on, personal economics, which a lot of people had questions about and have been inboxing me about, what I do personally. Those of you who follow me on Instagram and the few of you who do follow my personal Facebook, and I have another Facebook for Merkabah, you guys can see, what I do and the things that I post. So, a lot of people have questions about what they can do to basically grow, their business, or, just begin to establish a better financial situation for themselves and their family. And, in that DVD, we really got into just laying the foundation of what you need to do to start. A lot of times we get ahead of ourselves, and a lot of people say, I want. They don't have a foundation to build on. A lot of people see what other people do and they want. They want to do it. They think it's easy, and it's not as easy as you may think it is. And a lot of people are where they are because of truly, hard work. There's truly a mindset to success, and a lot of people have it. Some people don't, and it seems like more people don't. And the thing is, you can't really get anywhere without the know-how, which a lot of people, as I said, equate the know-how to going to school and having an education and in the field that they want to partake in. And the thing is, it's still a system that you have to establish, a foundation that you should have to begin, building success in your personal life, so that while you're trying to reach your goal, you are not hindered by the small things, things like bills, rent, food, cell phone bills and all that kind of stuff like that. These little teeny things can come up and just, disrupt the whole process. It destroys your energy, your focus. When you have to worry about bills, have to worry about rent and food or what have you, you can't really truly concentrate on what you're trying to do, because you're, in the back of your head, you're worried about a bill. You're worried about a payment coming up. You're worried about these little small things that if you set a foundation to attack these things ahead of time and to put yourself in a position where these things won't be a problem, then you can have the peace of mind to go ahead and pursue, a personal goal or, business or what have you. And this is something that is not as hard as people think it is. We have been trained to basically, have a sense of pride and struggle and hustle. We have t-shirts that says hustle. And you should be proud when you hustle hard and you achieve something, but you have to hustle smart. You want to hustle, one good hustle and be done with it. You don't want to have to keep hustling and, struggling. And this seems to be the whole, the whole direction that we go into in the Black community is we always hustling. We always struggling. There's always a struggle or a hustle. You get through one struggle, now you got to hustle. And we seem to take pride in that. And it's crazy. We brag about it like, this is tough out here. It's hard. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing what I can do. I'm getting by. And we seem to find some kind of peace with that. And this is a mindset. This is a problem. And that's one of the things that, we really talked about in DVD, that you really have to get your mind straight and understand the situation you are in, especially if you're Black. And understand that the system is set against you to have that very mindset. And we all have it, and what ensues is doubt, fear, procrastination, laziness. And it's something that a lot of people suffer from. It has to be something like truly important for you to get up and do something that you don't feel like doing. Like, you gotta go to work. You gotta do it. You gotta go to school. You gotta do this. And a lot of us, we get these feelings and emotions that I don't feel like doing this shit. I don't want to get up. I don't feel like going. And some people actually don't go, and people will push it to the limit. They will bullshit and procrastinate up to the point where everything is critical. It's crucial. Now you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to scramble, you got to hustle, to get up the money or to get yourself in the right position to get out of the problem or to fix the problem before it occurs. And may it be, you got to work now and hustle up that rent money because you done blew what you were supposed to put the rent. You got to hustle up and get that bill money up because you done blew what you were supposed to, spend for bills or what have you. And we have all been in this position, and it's a mindset. And it's something that if you don't have a foundation to protect you from stuff like this, you will continue to fall victim to it, continue to have to hustle multiple times and struggle multiple times instead of setting a plan and getting right into the position you want to be in. to help you succeed. Now, anybody who knows me knows I'm a history guy. If you don't really learn history and understand what happened in the past, you definitely will fall victim to those same things in the future. You got to really know what happened and what things were done that caused, a certain era or a certain people to fall victim to certain things. And when you look back, and this is the thing with us, black people, we're not paying attention because we're so, razzle-dazzled by entertainment and everything else that we're not really looking at the things that was put in place to, first, one, take our wealth, and two, allocate the money that we were making working for our oppressor, and giving it back to them. It's like, you're going to come work for me. I'm going to pay you, but you're going to have to give me that money right back. Anyway, so it's like, what's the problem? And a lot of people don't see this formula. And I went through this thoroughly in a few videos, but, I have to put it in context again here because a lot of people just not understanding why it's important, one, to establish black businesses and to support the ones that exist. Now, I talked about this briefly in the last video I put up on YouTube about really not, bashing black businesses that may have issues by really talking to people and talking to management, talking to owners and let them know any problems that you may have, found in a business instead of just jumping up all crazy and saying, hey, this is why I don't shop at black businesses because this is an issue. This is an issue. It was an issue, earlier this morning when I first put the video up for sale. A lot of people who ordered the downloads, there was a problem with the downloads. Not my fault. It's a glitch, an issue on the, the provider's site. And yeah, so got a couple emails from people. Hey, it's not working. Real respectful, easy shit. Brought it to my attention and I had somebody fix it. Done deal. This is how stuff's supposed to go. Sometimes there are things that's outside of your control that you can't fix, but it's us as black people, us as just people. You can't just jump on somebody's case, first sign of an issue when a person is, doing something that's complicated as running a business, because it's not always easy and there's always going to be issues and problems, but they can be fixed with the public or people alerting the owners or the managers as to any problems respectfully. And this is one of the reasons why we are not succeeding, because we can't be putting out there publicly that we don't support our own. And that's just crazy. So what happened? If any of you ever seen the video, The Secret to Selling to the Negro, it's on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description. So we're talking, this is 1954, I believe. This is in the 1950s. They even had the Secretary of Commerce do an interview in this video to really stress how huge the Negro market is. And then in 1954, they said we spent $15 billion. We had $15 billion in buying power. So when we talk about today, us having over $1 trillion in buying power, that's being really fair. 1954, 15 billion in buying power, and they seen, one, that our buying power was so immense enough to do a whole special, a whole video to show business owners, hey, remember this before segregation ended, but to show them, hey, white people, y'all tripping. Y'all better let these black folks in y'all businesses. Y'all better treat them right. They got money to spend. What's going on? And that obviously was a big deal with other corporations and companies, because eventually they were, in segregation and the whole Jim Crow thing to allow black people to come in and spend money. And again, as I talked about before, that was one of the problems, because now instead of us using that 15 billion in spending money, spending buying power to come into black businesses and buy and patronize our own and help build even more black businesses, we end up, giving all that money away. And a system was put in place to where now that money would circulate so fast out of the black community and into the hands of, people who was not going to give us a dime to help us, rebuild schools, fix any kind of issues in the black community. And it's a trickle down effect that has, unfortunately, because of what happened in the 80s, destroyed the black community. So the reality is this: if you are not supporting black businesses, if you are bashing them, if you are not trying to establish your own business as a black person, then you are destroying your future and the future of your children. You are making it so that there will be such little help there for you if you happen to want to come up with your own business, or your child in the future to really be able to have someone there to help them start a business, start a company. And the thing is, we have to really rely on people who don't like us, racist people or oppressors, people who don't want to see us succeed. We have to rely on them for money, for help, for the know-how to establish a business, when we could have by now had such a huge business infrastructure to where it will be easy for us to just go ahead and graduate into opening our own companies and businesses, because we would have had so many by now had what happened in the 80s not happened. And I say that because I talked about before how we had closed the wealth gap between us and white America by 1980, even though everything happened with segregation and everything we went through. We still by 1980 was closing the wealth gap until we got by 86 crack and hip hop music and everything like that that really basically just destroyed everything. Now black businesses is looked at as mediocre, subpar. You can't hold a candle with other businesses, ethnic people having Chinese stores or white people stores. Black businesses is looked at as just piece of shit. It's just that simple. You have to really be top now, and they made sure it was this way. You have to be super top. Everything has to be perfect, flawless to excel as a black business, especially if you're in the industry that has huge competition, like a restaurant, clothing line or what have you like that. It's just so much competition that people look at as having this pedigree simply because they're white, they're not black. And we add to that stigma. We add to that stereotype. We add to all that when we say we don't support black businesses and when we don't support black businesses. And it's an issue. And the thing is, we have been trained not to support each other. And again, I blame that on the hip hop culture, because what we see from hip hop, that, we follow this culture. We see this whole, this culture where they just basically tease you. They brag, showboat, show off everything they have. So when you see black people in these videos, you see them cars and everything. It's like, look what I got. You ain't got this. You want this. Ha, ha, ha. And this is how we look at it. This is how we look at it. And we have been programmed so that when we see another black person with success, we look at them as, that hip hop star, or, that person that represents this culture of nah, 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 nah. So we don't like that. It's like, I don't want you getting money because I don't want you teasing me with what you have. I don't want you bragging to me about what you have. Well, you're not famous, so you shouldn't be able to have money like this famous person and be bragging. So we have this feeling. Black people got this whole notion that when you see a black person getting money, that's all you see. You don't see a black man getting money. You see a thug gangster getting money and now teasing you and bragging about what he got that you want, that you can't get. So instead of supporting each other, we don't. And you don't want to support a person that you feel like if you give him money, you're going to be giving him money so he can later brag, about what they got. It's just like the emotion, the feeling. It's like, you're going to brag if I give you this money. You're going to tease me with what you got if I give you this money. I want to be the one doing the teasing, so I'm just going to keep my money. Why should I support you? And this is the mindset. This is the mindset that we have. And it really is due to this culture that we live in. And a lot of people not seeing the value of a black person being successful and having a business in any capacity. And it's a shame. And we don't realize that by denying these businesses, the right, the support, you give that support to your oppressor and to people who don't want to see no black people showboat or shine or brag about anything. And that's the issue. So it's either you're going to help your people, people who look like you, people who have your best interests, you're going to help them grow and be successful and be rich, or you're going to help people who hate you, who want to suppress you, who are racist. And we have chosen to help our suppressors, are oppressors and people who are racist against us. We have chosen to help them. When by H&M, it was a lot of black people in there. And it's just what you're going to do. You know, so this is what we have chosen to do. And it's unfortunate because if a lot of people was aware of this and had the mindset that, damn, you know, I need to support black businesses, then, you know, things would be a lot different. So, you know, when black people see successful black people, they see this. They see this person who they believe is going to be bragging, a person they believe is going to be acting exactly like how they see the hip hop, you know, artists act, as far as flashing money, throwing money in the air, and using their success to basically brag instead of using it to do something positive for, you know, black community or what have you. This is the image that we see, you know, when we see successful black people. It's always a shocker when we see black people in suits. And it's like, you know, as you go to court, you know, what is your profession that you got this suit on? And we don't see ourselves enough as black professionals, businessmen, doctors, lawyers, or what have you. We usually see this. This is what we're thinking about. This is what we secretly, you know, subconsciously don't really like. We don't want somebody really bragging about what they got. And it seems like we only give that kind of leeway to be able to brag about what you got and your success if you're a rapper, if you're a celebrity. If you ain't famous and you're getting money, people don't want you to, you know, be shitting on them, to be acting like you have more than them because they see something that they want that they cannot have. So instead of seeing this, we want to see this as our image of success. This is what we want to see. We want to see this as our image of black success. But if that's the case, why are we making this image rich? Why are we making these people rich? And we don't fathom it because we don't understand the culture that we are caught up in that has us mentally confused. And that's the issue. So, you know, one of the issues we still have when you see this image of success is it legit? You know, is he a scammer? You know, what is he doing? You can't look like this and be trying to sell something for some reason. You must be legit. Everything you do has to look super professional. You can't look like this and have any kind of hiccup in your game, in your business, or you're a fraud, you're a fake. Even though we see that constantly from many other sources that it's not African American. And we still buy there. You know, we get called names, we get treated unfairly, we get followed, yet we still patronize. We still don't support, we still go, you know, laughing and joking around like everything is fine, everything is cool. And then we complain when something happens and there's nowhere to go, you know, as a black consumer to, you know, basically protest, to say, I'm not coming here no more unless you do this, unless you change that. But we're so quick to do that when it's a black business, when it's a black business owner, quickly to shut them down. I don't see people who have issues and problems in these huge, you know, corporations and their stores go on, you know, YouTube or Facebook or what have you to voice their opinion. With something as minor as, you know, problem with your food. If it's a problem with your food at Denny's or IHOP or somewhere like that, you just go to, hey, can you get this fixed? Take it back. It's no problem. You're not going to jump on social media and say, see, look what they did to my food, and this is why I support black businesses. You know, then it's a problem. But my goal is to get you to understand that this is the frame of mind that you have been trained to have. You have been trained to think this way, and if you don't get that, you know, you're never going to be able to start to notice when you do things like this. And when you say stuff like that, you're not going to ever notice that it's a problem, that it's an issue. So we have this image that we believe, you know, represents success or a successful black person. And, you know, it's uncomfortable to me. I had to dress like this all through law school. Got to dress like this, business meetings or what have you. You want to look good, you want to look sharp, but it doesn't define success. Plain and simple. Your look is not, it doesn't mean success. It just means you look some type of way. Success is when you can honestly say that you don't have to really worry about your appearance. You don't have to worry about what people think about you. You can do what you want. And a person's attitude towards you or a person's business that they give you or don't give you is not going to define whether you eat, you know, tonight or tomorrow or next week. Then you're successful when you have done enough to establish a system or establish a strong foundation to where you're free. And that's really the key to success, is that freedom. That's what you want. And being able to travel. It's as I talked about before, it's so tough being, a person with money and all your friends are not on the level you are, and you want to go travel, and you can't really do it. It's always a problem. One of the things I try to do, and I've been doing for a while now, is try to help my friends and people who I know that I'm close to grow, business wise, mentally, first of all, but then business wise, and to do something to where they don't have to worry about wearing stuff like this all the time, or looking a certain way to appease a certain people, or, have to keep living paycheck to paycheck. So what you want to do is, if you have to, if you want to, you can look like this and, try to impress whoever for whatever reason, or, to look formal, to look the way you think you should look for the occasion. But real success is when you can look like this and not give a damn what people say, and not have what they say and how they feel affect your success and affect your business. Plain and simple. Because people can look at you and say, I don't like how you look, I'm not buying from you. I don't want you to be successful, I'm not buying from you. How much is that? I'm not paying for that. I'm not buying from you. And it's this whole, feeling and notion that you are somehow not as worthy of their business than who they think should have their business. And this is the issue, and this is the disease and the problem we have. And one of the reasons why we as African Americans, can't get ahead, because we pull each other down so fast, and we destroy each other's image so fast, because we want something that we believe we cannot have, and we're not willing to work with each other to get it, or to help someone achieve something great, because we have this whole fear that they're going to brag about it, that they're going to somehow, throw it in our face or rub it in our face. And we are not truly happy for regular black people having success as we are, for celebrities and athletes.